Why would the Detroit Tigers, a team that just signed Javier Baez, that has other young players like Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson, Casey Mize is out with the injury, he's probably not going to be back till mid to late next year, but have young players in that farm, why would they be out there thinking, hey, that's a good idea if we shop our best pitcher, our best young pitcher, who, by the way, we control for 4 more years after this one? Like, there's no reason Detroit should be out there going, well, we better get something for Skubal now before we run out of, no. Now, you might say, well, he's a starting pitcher, so he could get hurt, and he's already been hurt once. You can say that about every starting pitcher. This is not how a team that's planning to contend anytime soon acts. But I think the reason the Detroit Tigers are saying this, and the reason the Miami Marlins have come out and said this too, but mostly the Detroit Tigers in this situation, is because they think there is a chance somebody blows them away, whether it be for Skubal or somebody else on their roster. So that was my first thought after I had a chance to just kind of let it sink in for a few seconds. That's my first thought. My second thought is maybe they're going to try to get rid of the Javier Baez contract by including Skubal. Now, again, that's not how a big market team acts. And in years past, the Detroit Tigers have typically acted like a big market team. Now, their owner has passed and that owner's son has taken over, and he's running things differently right now. And maybe that's what we're watching. Maybe that's why this has happened. But this means let's go up and down that roster and find guys that fit. Now, we talked about Joe Jimenez on Monday night, Tuesday morning. We talked about that being the guy that I would target if I were the Mariners for my bullpen. Joe Jimenez is my guy. It doesn't mean there aren't other guys that could help. David Robertson could help. The Tigers' Andrew Chafin, the lefty, could absolutely be a big help. Absolutely, without question. Gregory Soto is another guy in this bullpen. Michael Fulmer is another guy in this bullpen that can certainly help. Joe Jimenez is the guy I'd like to see. Alex Lang is another one that's interesting. Heck, Eric Haas, Tucker Barnhart, the catchers are interesting. And when you look at Barnhart, by the way, we're talking about a 31-year-old guy who's another switch-hitting catcher. He's in the final year of his deal. He's probably getting moved. I would imagine Barnhart's getting moved. Now, he's not having an amazing season. He's having a bad year. But Tucker Barnhart, if he's your number 2, does he offer something as long as he's healthy? Does he offer some things that maybe Luis Torrens doesn't? It's possible. It's possible. That's a tough assessment. When you look at Tucker Barnhart in years past, you'd say maybe, maybe not. But again, these are all players that are going to be on the table. Now, I don't know about the infielders. I think Jonathan Scope is on the block because here we're talking about a veteran who's not old, but who may be able to help. And he's a pretty solid defensive second, maybe a little bit of an upgrade defensively at second base. He's 30 years old. He's not having a good offensive season. But when I look at that Detroit Tigers team, who is having a good offensive season? Hey, it's Jason Churchill. To get the full episode, as well as every other episode of the podcast, past and future, subscribe for as little as $5 per month by going to bit.ly/getthepod. That's bit.ly/getthepod, all one word. A link you can also find on my Twitter profile. Hey, thanks for checking out Baseball Things.